So what is an A number? And why is this number the most important number for your immigration path? Hi everyone, my name is Gabriela Urizar and I'm an immigration attorney here at Manifest. And today I'm gonna walk you through different examples of where you can find your A number and why it's so important for your immigration path for you to memorize your A number, but also know where to find your A number. So for the A number, also called alien number, is a unique 7 to 9 digit number that basically identifies every immigrant in the United States that has either applied for a green card or an immigration benefit, or if you have had an encounter with CBP or with an immigration judge. And let me walk you through different examples of where you can find the A number for your case. And not everybody has an A number. So if you don't have an A number, don't panic. But let's first look at the green card. So for the green card, the location where you can find your A number, also known as USCIS number, is right here underneath your country of birth. We see it says USCIS number. Sometimes I've seen green cards that say alien number and then it has your number. Sometimes as well, the A number has a letter A right in front of the numbers. Or sometimes you don't have an A in front of the numbers. So for example, here we see we don't have an A letter in front of the numbers, but we do have the number. So the good thing about knowing your A number is that once you know your A number, you're able to do several things. So every time you apply for an immigration benefit, you can include your A number. So everything gets linked and included in your application. Also, if let's say you have filed a case many years ago with immigration and you want to see a copy of the case, you can request a FOIA request and include your A number, and they will give you a copy of all the documents that immigration has that are tied to that A number. Let's look at the next example. So this is a very old green card. They used to issue green cards like this where they didn't even have an expiration number. You see we have the letter A right in front of the number. So this will be the A number. Also, something that we see with old green cards is that they have less than 9 numbers. So usually 7 numbers or 8, but not the 9 numbers. Another location where you can find your A number is in your work permit or your parole document. So right here we have an employment authorization card, also known as an EAD. And for the A number, again, they reference the A number as USCIS number. And you see this one has 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers right here. So this, the 000000701 will be your A number if you're able to locate it on your work permit card. Another location where you can find your A number is in any receipt notice or approval notice that you have received from USCIS, which is Form I-797C. So for example, here we see that they list your receipt number, right, which is tied specifically to the petition. And then we have the petitioner's name, which in this case will be a company because it's an employment-based application. And then the beneficiary, which will be you. And then you see right next to the name of the beneficiary, we have the A number. And in this situation, we do have the letter A right in front of the number. So that's very helpful in terms of locating your A number. Another reason of why it's so important to memorize your A number, but also to let your close family members know where to locate your A number, is that if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are detained by immigration and put in a detention center, your family members can actually go into a website, and we will link the link of the website in the description of the video. They can go to the link and they can put your A number, also known as alien number, and the ICE locator will be able to tell your family members where you are located. So if, let's say, immigration took you in, you live in New York, they move you to a detention center in Louisiana, your family will be able to do that, right? When they reach out to the detention center, they will be able to ask an immigration agent about you by giving your A number. So it is very important that you give this information to someone that you trust. Also, if you have ever had an encounter with a judge or you have been placed in removal proceedings, knowing your A number will be very helpful because you can also go to another website, which we also include, that shows if you have a court hearing coming up. By you put in your A number and then you can find out this information, but also if you have an order of removal that has been put under your name, or if you are being placed in removal proceedings, or if you have to meet with a judge and the date of the meeting with the judge. So again, very important for you to know if you have an A number, where to locate your A number, and what is your A number. And if you want to have more information and more updates related to immigration, please follow our channel, subscribe, and send us an email if you want to schedule a consultation with one of our attorneys at Manifest.